When the boys all lived home, we had a meal that we called the Hobo Special. It was something for the kids to learn how to make when they didn't have much in the way of supplies. And my youngest son recently told me how much he appreciated learning how to make the Hobo Special. He said, "I didn't know that a bag of potatoes could last that long." So, seeing as we have some difficult circumstances and many people are shut in their house with limited supplies, I thought I would share with you my Asian version of the Hobo Special. And the first thing we're going to do is make some rice. I use the jasmine rice, and if you have a rice cooker, it couldn't be any easier. So just a cup of rice in there. And then you need 2 cups of liquid, so you could put 1 cup of water. You can use 2 cups of water, or if you really wanted to, just for a little extra flavor, you could add some chicken stock. So there we go. We'll get that started. So this is a vegetable preparation, by the way, no meat, which is part of what makes the Hobo Special what it is. But if we have some chicken stock in our rice, well, that'll give us a little bit of meat flavor. So now we can get our vegetables ready. And I'm going to turn my pan on and put in some avocado oil. Now I've got a little bit of the Chinese cabbage left, so I just cut a slice like that off, chop it up a little bit. And a Chinese cabbage will last you many meals. So that's like those potatoes that last a long time. And I'm going to save what's left of this cabbage for another meal. Okay, then I have some yellow squash left over from last time. And you can use that much, or if you want to save some for the next meal, there you go. And here's some zucchini. So you don't need a lot of each item. Let's put in some red onion. And here again, you don't necessarily need all of that. If you want to save some onion for next time, there you go. Here's a little bit of onion left over from previous meal, so let's throw that in there and use that up. Here's a little bit of green pepper left over from last time, so let's use that up. There we go. Now these bits I'll put in a gallon bag, and those will be what we'll use for our next meal. So the pan's warmed up. Okay, let those cook there. I'm going to pull this out so this will steam away from the cupboard up here. And we'll be right back. Now here's something I like to do. I like to leave the vegetables just sit in the bottom of the pan without stirring them up. That way they brown a little bit. Now if you're missing your meat, you'll have some browned vegetables in addition to the chicken stock. So there's your imitation meat. After we've let this brown a little bit on the bottom, and then we can stir it up. And now that the moisture has been stirred up, here's a good time to add some salt. I like to add sea salt because it's a little coarser. And also some coarse ground black pepper. I like both of these coarse because it gives a little bit of texture. Now here's something, if you have some Chinese 5-spice, you can add that too for a Chinese sort of meal. If you're going Thai like we're going tonight, you don't necessarily want Chinese 5-spice. But if you did, you could just sprinkle a little bit of that on there, and you'll imagine that you've been at a Chinese restaurant. We're going to let that brown also on the bottom for a couple more minutes. So see, the vegetables take almost no time at all. In the meanwhile, the rice is still making. So we're going to be ahead of time probably on the vegetables. Okay, so it's been a few minutes. And as far as the vegetables are concerned, we're about there. And I can smell that Chinese 5-spice already, that little bit that we added. So we're done. We'll turn the heat off. And as you can see, the rice is still going. So we're just going to pause, and when the rice finishes, this will kick off and we'll be ready to eat. Still waiting on the rice. What the world? Ah, there it is. So we're ready. Let's see which one has more. That's mine. Any meal is great when you have Thai chili sauce. Well, that's it. It's as easy as that. And the thing is, you feel kind of bad when things are really tough. Eating so well, and it's so simple, and so inexpensive, and so healthy. I hope you enjoyed this little segment to help us through our difficult times.